Ambulance service. Is the patient breathing?
We're back on the front line,
West up, better mobilise.
following Scotland's paramedics.
Top floor fire in a block of 4.
Got an 80-year-old female who's fallen outside.
He's been stabbed. Is the attacker still nearby?
I need you to say the word now every time her chest rises.
Every day, they save lives.
Hi there.
We're the first people that people see when life can get quite desperate.
You're okay, you're not going to fall.
You sure?
100%.
And every day, they face new challenges.
Oh, they were going in with shields.
We're expected to dip into everything: mental health, trauma, medical.
But now we're being stretched even further.
Unbelievable.
Listen, I can understand you without swearing.
I laugh in the face of danger.
Sometimes you're seeing people at their absolute worst.
You're fine. You're fine.
Listen, you're in safe hands now, all right?
At the end of every shift, I can go home knowing that I've made a bit of a difference.
This is Scotland's ambulance service, serving over 5 million people in every corner of the country. This time, we're with crews in Dundee, Livingston, and Linwood.
So paramedics are trained to deal with high-risk environments when we wouldn't necessarily expect paramedics on ambulances to deal with that or go into that kind of area.
Go ahead, over.
Yeah, this information, that's SOP resources now mobilising to this locus. We have spoken with Police Overview, who have given us more information.
That's all I see, thank you.
Paul and Ryan are heading to a potentially serious incident in Glasgow.
Police have detained somebody in a property that's been buying loads of oxygen canisters. You don't know if these oxygen canisters are medical purposes or a sinister thing. So the initial report says they had other devices. So they have called off the area, looking at evacuating the area. So we just mobilise them just now. I think we should like camera.
Cat shouldn't have been here.
Cat's in the corner.
How's it going, mate? All right? So we're headed.
RVPs,
Yeah.
round the corner.
Round the corner.
See the junction before it?
Yep.
If you drive right about where that bus stop is up there, that's where the actual incident is, so probably not drive past it.
So where's the gaffers?
So they're round the corner.
Right.
That's where the RVP is.
Certainly kind of in the last few years, I've been to quite a few of these incidents. Worst case scenario, it could be life-threatening injuries if that device went off, and blast injuries just aren't nice at all.
The device is thought to be in a flat. The surrounding roads have been closed, and Paul and Ryan are heading to the rendezvous point, 150 yards round the corner from the property.
Our team leader is liaising with fire service and police. At the moment, we're just maintaining a cordon of safety and whilst they get to the bottom of what's actually going on.
A man has been arrested and taken into custody, but the emergency services still have to deal with the device.
So I believe that we're waiting on EOD coming from the Navy. They're basically bomb disposal, ordnance, that kind of things.
The Royal Navy's Explosive Ordnance Disposal Team, or EOD, will take charge of neutralising the threat.
So we are primarily here, obviously for the patient safety of the people sort of in the surrounding area. But also we need to be here for the fire service and the police and the EOD in case any of them go down and become a casualty.
Having spoken to the police, Paul has a better idea of the kind of device they're dealing with.
So the oxygen cylinders are a separate issue. The device itself is flashbangs, a box connected to some sort of remote device, and the person's also been actively looking at bomb making things online and stuff.
For now, SORT's immediate priority is to help ensure nearby residents are evacuated to safety. But there's a problem.
Let me wait. So, it's an end-of-life care patient. The district nurse was there to give him pain relief and midazolam. We were looking for him to go to hospital. He doesn't need to go to hospital, but he's bedbound in end-of-life care. So if they need him out, can we try and access a place of safety or care for him? The district nurse said that there was a hospice nearby, a Marie Curie hospice nearby. It might be an option if we can try and facilitate a sort of emergency admission or something, just to keep him.
Let me tell him the police to see if they're wanting him.
Aye.
Yeah, so SORT paramedics have attended that locus, and there is a patient within that property who is bedbound and 50 metres from the property in question with the explosive device.
I think if they really, really, really want him, then they'll need to, but I think if they can get away with not, then I think it's what's in the best interest of the patient, really.
Generally, when people get evacuated from their houses, we need to put them in a place of safety. So then the local council would identify a building where people can be evacuated to and looked after.
So good news, we've managed to get an agreement with the police and fire service that we can leave him where he is for the time being. And there's sort of minimal risk to him there. So good outcome, happy with that.
Ryan calls the patient's carer to deliver the news.
He's had some painkillers and he's had some medicine, so the best thing we can do is just to leave him in his own bed. No worries. Listen, if there's as I said, if there's anything at all, just give us a wee shout. I'll maybe nip round in a wee while just to check everything's okay.
Further update, that's the EOD or iodine scene. So they have to go through kind of protocols before they deploy in, discuss the device and all that kind of stuff, and then they'll decide whether they're getting in or not. It's going to be a protracted incident. The time the EOD take kind of go through their protocols, tie in with their base. At the moment, it's a waiting game, unfortunately.
Well, there we go. When's this bridge going to be back open? I don't know. It's been ages, isn't it? Oh, I don't want to put my siren on when that man's up on that big
the cherry picker.
The cherry picker. Oh my goodness, could you imagine? Oh no. Fright his life. It's a good job, eh? Like, you're out and about all day. So I was a nurse before I joined the ambulance service, but just being in the ward and things, it's just a bit, I like being out and about, I'm nosy. And that's probably the biggest reason.
No.
I'm really nosy. You get to work with your friend and you're out all day.
You never know what you're going to get. The people you meet as well, it's nice. It's nice to be out and about with the general public and obviously been on my pal and then just getting in the ambulance, you don't know where you're going to end up. So, I've gone to Bowness for a 80-year-old man who has had a fall. So 80-year-old man, he's fallen, possibly banged his head on concrete steps, feeling sick and dizzy, and he's also hurt his knee and his right arm.
I hope he's not outside.
Oh, I hope not too.
With rain and chilly temperatures forecast all day, Amy and Andrea have steeled themselves for a busy shift.
I think Before we even signed on, if the weather's bad, we're like,
there's going to be hips and...
There's going to be hips and knees and wrists and shoulders and ankles and all sorts done today. So we just make sure we've got lots of box splints, lots of Entonox.
And slings.
And slings.
Oh, she was stopping, didn't she?
Oh, she didn't look like she was stopping. I don't think she was stopping.
I don't think she was. No.
No, I think that's a little close there to get in.
Is there a fence on that
there,
one?
someone waving. Oh, there, she's waving there. She's, yeah. Someone's at the back. Someone's at the back gate. Hello, hiya. Hello. What's happened today?
I just walked outside, took a wee kind of dizzy thing, and the next thing I knew I was falling.
Right.
Put my hand in to protect myself. You can see it's swollen.
Oh, I see it. Bless you.
I can't move this one.
Right.
Seemed to my shoulder hurt
Shoulder.
the 2 steps, so it hurt the bottom step, and I'd put my hand up seemingly to protect my face, and it hurt me.
And it got you on your shoulder. Do you think that you lost consciousness, Billy, or was it more you were dizzy and then you just fell and you've tried to stop yourself?
No, I get kind of dizzy turns. Took 1 step outside, and I felt that I was going to fall. I was going to, and I tried to stop myself and take a step backwards into the house so I could hold on to the rail. The door. I don't think I lost consciousness.
Right. Have you felt dizzy since?
No.
No. And do you know why you get these dizzy turns? Have you ever had them investigated before?
Oh, 1,000 times.
1,000 times.
1,000 times.
And what is it that they're saying? What's the reason that you have them?
I've got gout.
Right.
I've got 2 new hips.
Right.
Which I've had very well. I've got cancer. It doesn't bother me.
Right, okay.
No, one of these cancers, the doctor said will never be cured.
He had multiple comorbidities, but actually he seemed to be coping really well with how many comorbidities he had. For elderly people, comorbidities could just mean that you've got multiple medical issues that you might be taking a lot of different medication for at the same time, and that can interact with each other and cause someone to fall or be dizzy.
So I'm just gonna have a little look down here first. So have you got any pain in your hand? Oh, where I'm pressing just there. And then if I move up your arm, is there any pain up here?
No, it's all a bit here.
All right.
I can't lift it away from my body.
That's all right. You don't try. I'll just have a little feel. Anything up here?
Oh, there it is.
Sorry. We'll pop that down so you're toasty, but we'll keep your arm out for now.
The main concerns were that he has actually done something to his shoulder, a bony injury. It didn't look dislocated, but obviously he was quite a big, broad man, so it can sometimes be quite difficult to tell if there is something going on in there.
Could we do some checks on you, Billy? Is that all right? We're just going to take your blood pressure.
While Billy is struggling with his own medical issues, he's also the main carer for his wife, Margaret.
Margaret's got, what do you call it, your head, memory.
Dementia.
Right, okay.
Dementia, is it?
Dementia. See, she made the dementia.
Oh, she made it.
Margaret remembered the dementia, but you forgot.
To be honest, I didn't really mind any of it.
Sometimes it's awfully bad, you know, other times.
Do you get other care help in?
No.
Well, they said they would come in and see us. I think that was about 2 years ago.
Right, okay.
I've never seen anybody since.
Are you wanting the help from somebody? Do you think you need somebody to come in?
No, it's not me.
There's somebody next door, he gives us any help we need.
Good.
Oh, nice.
That's a good neighbour.
I wish my neighbour did that so I could stop forgetting. Can I just take a little spot of blood from your finger just before we... Right, sharp scratch in this finger, okay? Probably used to it by now, are you?
I think for 82 I've done well.
Oh, you are. Right, Billy, so all your observations look good, okay, but because of this right arm and the fact that you've got quite a lot of pain up here, it's probably best if we take you up to hospital to get it x-rayed, just to check that you've not done any bony damage in there and in this hand.
Will they get me back?
If you've not got a way of getting back, then there'll be ways for them to be able to get you home.
We've never been apart for 50 years.
Oh. Right.
I think elderly patients are so reluctant to go to hospital because they're just so worried that they're not going to get back out of hospital, or they're going to then have to go to a care facility because people are going to think that they can't manage if they're on their own.
And you'll be all right.
You'll stay with Morley. Hi, Morley.
And our concern for him as well, because he was his wife's carer, so obviously to make sure his wife was going to be okay.
Yeah.
Before we just weeked him away to the hospital, but he had really good neighbours.
Will you manage, or would you like me to help?
Chance of coming up for us?
No.
No.
Because I'm a bad neighbour.
So I leave you a hitchhike.
I left my number, Billy. Just give us a wee shout and I'll come out and get you.
Right, I've got you at the back here.
Get your bad leg first. Good man.
Good man.
We don't have x-ray eyes, we can't diagnose if he might have a little hairline fracture in there, he might not have a fracture at all, but without an x-ray, we can't say for certain.
Right.
That's all.
You give a little wave.
We couldn't have left him at home. He wasn't managing, he wouldn't be able to move his arm, he wouldn't be able to get himself up from the toilet, pour the kettle maybe, like just basic stuff he would probably struggle with. He needed further assessment at the hospital.
Right, my lovely, let's get you in.
Most times you attend jobs involving EOD or bomb disposal, they are protracted and they can go on for quite a while. So crew welfare becomes an issue. Because we had a full SOC team there, it was a very warm day as well. And so we need to start thinking about getting crews to either an ambulance station or a police station for the toilet facilities, something to eat, water, keep them hydrated.
Paul and Ryan have been attending a potential bomb threat for more than 2 hours.
I'll need a pee soon. I can feel it. I can feel it bobbling away.
Bobbling away. Yeah, I should see if we could possibly utilise an ambulance station for staff welfare, possibly for ambulance and police, for toilet facilities and kind of cups of tea or coffee.
We'll give him a call on the mobile. I'm sure that won't be a problem. Over.
Obviously, if we're there for hours and hours, other calls may come in for the SOC team to attend to, because as you can appreciate, West SOC cover the whole west region of Scotland.
As well as managing the crew on site, Paul is also responsible for juggling the special operations and response team's resources across the west of Scotland.
Oh, what's going on there, sorry? I said I'm on another job, so is there any update on any patients, or is there?
Paul's received a report of a serious traffic accident with multiple casualties 30 miles away in Luss. He has to send one of his team to help manage the scene.
Mate, go and start heading to Luss, will you? A single-decker bus versus a Land Rover. Potentially 5 to 6 patients. They've got crews and the EMRS running into it. Right. I'll see if I can get Dan or somebody for base to come give you a hand. Being a protracted incident is draining mentally and physically. You don't know what's going to happen. 1 minute you can be standing about kind of calm as you like, and then next minute something goes off and then people are injured. So we need to be kind of on our toes at all times. They're going to start to go in, so going to go in this motor we get a defib, response bag and a trauma kit, just behind the truck in case we need it.
With the suspect already in police custody, this is what the paramedics have been waiting for. The Navy's explosive ordnance disposal team are going in to destroy the suspected bomb.
So we're in a sort of safe location at the moment. But what we've done is we've got a kit dump, should we need it. We've got a trauma kit, immobilisation kit, and some burns packs as well. Just everything, covering every sort of eventuality. In a worst case scenario, we've got some sort of explosion, and we've got what we need should we need to go and deploy.
No, he's got his bomb suit on.
Is that him in there?
It's him in there, aye. The bomb suit's really heavy, so the operator could become fatigued. We're also here for that, you know, if he becomes ill because he's kind of overwhelmed with heat exhaustion or stress, then again we can deploy down there to retrieve him and bring him back to safety. Nervous?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'll be getting sent in first, so I need to be ready. Yeah.
Like that?
Huh?
Why would you get...
Because I'm probably the only one that can make it there, and within a minute.
Really?
Ambulance service, is the patient breathing? What is the address of the emergency, please? Right, okay.
3380, prior to call.
On a day-to-day basis, we get calls of all kinds of natures in the control centre.
This is a red call coming from police.
On this particular evening, a call was received into the control centre by a concerned brother of a lady who was actually on holiday in Spain. She had called her brother and she'd become concerned because she thought she had been spiked, so that's something had been added to her drink. Now the brother had then lost communication with the lady in Spain, and he had then called us. It has happened in the past where patients aren't in the country and then the relative will call us thinking that we can just put them through to whichever country's ambulance service it is, but unfortunately we don't have the ability to do that. But we do have the duty of care, so we just need to keep looking and finding new ways to actually deal with any of these problems as they come up.
Vale, okay. Está ahí con su familia.
So when I became involved in the call was when my team leader came over and said, "Can you speak Spanish?"
Sí, te entiendo.
I spent 8 or 9 years in Valencia. My proficiency level is not fluent, but I can get by in Spanish. With a little bit of practice.
Vale. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? Antonio, gracias.
So I put the call through and got someone to pick up the phone in the hotel that the lady was staying at.
Sí. Vale, espera un momento, ¿vale?
Turned out that it was a janitor or a caretaker who was doing his nightly rounds and had heard the phone going off. Now, this was a small family-run hotel and there was nobody there speaking English at the time.
Necesito hablar con mi jefe, ¿vale? Vale. He's basically saying what he's going to do is going to go up the stairs because I think he's just a janitor or something.
Right, okay.
I don't think he's anything to do with the hotel. He's like, I can't go into people's rooms. You know, it's late o'clock at night. He can go up and see if there's a noise in the room or if anything's going on. If not, he's going to have to wait till the morning.
Or even knock on the door.
He's going upstairs now. ¿Puedes tocar la puerta para mí, por favor? Tú puedes tocar la puerta para mí. ¿Hay alguien ahí? ¿Hay luces o algo?
Okay, so what happens?
Unfortunately, there was nobody in the room, which then caused us some concern. Where was this patient? Now, speaking to the janitor, he said he wasn't meant to be doing any of this because it wasn't part of his role.
He says he can come back in the morning at 8 o'clock.
Could we ask him to do that? Can they take a note of that? And to say that, to just check on this lady, since she's phoned home to her brother to tell her she thinks that something's happened.
For us, it was very much an unknown situation because we just didn't know what had happened. The brother of the patient believed that she'd been spiked, so we had to take that seriously. But if we can't find the patient, it leaves us in a difficult situation.
Vale.
Whenever there's an international situation such as this one, where one of the procedures that we have to set in place is to make Interpol aware of the situation, which is what my supervisor did that evening. We managed to agree with him that he would go back in a few hours when the reception staff had come back onto the hotel, of which there were English speakers, and if there was anything untoward, that they would then contact the police and/or the ambulance services in Spain.
Muy bien. Perfecto. Antonio, gracias por todo, eh? Vale, que tengas una buena noche.
That's great. Would you just put a wee bit in the notes
Yeah.
of the call to see what we
reception
can
stuff.
highlight that into the day shift and get him to do that? Yeah. Okay, brilliant.
Sweating.
Thanks very much. You did great there, thank you.
It's the first time I've spoken Spanish in about 5-6 years, so I think I was a wee bit ropey.
Yes, but it's done.
The lady was unable to be contacted because she'd actually taken herself to the hospital in Spain. So we were able to ascertain this when we called back in the morning just to make sure, checking on her welfare, making sure that everything was okay.
Yeah.
Right, I better put a few notes on this.
Well done, Andy.
Thank you.
Here. And enough that she found her brother. Andy. That's for you.
It's a traditional thing here in Scotland to give Mars bars when you do something different. All right.
Andy, that was impressive. That was very impressive.
I think what the call reminds me is that you really just don't know what you're going to walk into on a day-to-day basis while you're doing this job. And literally, anything can happen.
It's been 5 hours since the Special Operations Response Team arrived at a bomb alert.
They've got like a predetermined time scale, so if he goes beyond that, then they'll give him some sirens and stuff to let him know he's beyond it, and then he'll come and let him know he's all right, kind of thing. But they don't have any comms. He's on his own.
That's crazy.
I know. Aye.
Paul and Ryan are standing by as the Royal Navy's bomb disposal team deal with the device.
Here he comes back.
The device is going to be destroyed in a controlled explosion. With the area around the property clear, the EOD prepare for detonation.
Just get yourself ready.
Hear it? Hear it?
I heard it.
Yeah, just for information, that's the EOD carried out a controlled explosion of the device within the property. Further update to follow in the next 10-15 minutes on it.
That's all received, thank you.
We had a full SOT response, so that was, I believe, 7 staff that day. There was Scottish Fire and Rescue Service, EOD, and the police response was quite substantial as well.
With the device destroyed and the threat to life neutralized, the SORT team can begin to pack up for the day.
Long. I think we kind of expected it to be long when we heard the job, the details of the job, because we've been here before. It's just been a bit of waiting around, really. But that's the job sometimes, unfortunately.
But it's not over yet. The police have just completed another sweep of the house.
There's a second thing that they require to x-ray and look at before they're happy that the place is safe. You might be worthwhile, if you're thinking about doing a changeover of people, I'm not sure when you would.
I'm just going to initiate it now, I think.
Yeah.
Just to get them running.
This for so long, but hopefully. Yeah.
They talk to you, say?
Yeah.
That's all right.
So you want to do that, but fingers crossed it's not working scenario.
Cool, no worries. They've found another device and they think they want it x-rayed, so they're not sure. They think it's a firework, but they're not 100% sure it needs to be x-rayed. So
Apologies for keeping you here so long.
Nearly 8 hours after they first arrived, Paul and Ryan are relieved by another SORT team.
SORT team with our calls West Ham. Yeah, just for information, it's myself now standing down from this incident.
It just shows you the implications of an incident like that on the wider sort of community and stuff. You've got all the guys in that factory down there, stuck at their work. All the people that get kicked out of their houses, us who are now tired and kept playing.
Oh well.
And eating a meal deal for Tesco for my dinner.
I had a pack of crisps, I didn't even get it.
But before they can clock off for the night, one obstacle remains.
Oh, is that shut in it?
It's shut? Is it shut?
Oh, no. No, no.
I think I'm close to some tears.
Who's just a motivated this time of night? Do you know what I mean?
I prefer a night shift. I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning person, so definitely a night shift, definitely. I worked in a nursery for about 8 years, so completely different environment to be in what I'm in just now. Going from talking to 3-year-olds every day to talking to the members of the public, it was a big challenge, but absolutely wouldn't change it for the world. Like, absolutely enjoy my job, and it was the best move that I did make to come and do call handling. Enjoy the service. It was a good choice. It's like every job though, there's pros and cons to it all. You'll have your good days and you'll have your bad days.
Obviously, if you get there and there's any problems, just let me know.
Hello, can you hear me okay? Okay, is the patient breathing? Is the patient awake? Okay, tell me exactly what happened. Okay. It was a male caller had phoned for his female partner who was kind of having a mental health episode. She was repeatedly banging her head off the wall. She was kind of freaking out, screaming. I'm going to take you through some further questions. Just try your best to answer them, okay? Does she have a weapon? Hello? Hello? Hello, caller? Hello, operator? Hi, there is a caller disconnected. Oh, okay, I'll call him back, thank you. As soon as she's realised that he was phoning somebody for help, she's then slapped him, causing him to disconnect the line. Hello, it's the ambulance service, we got disconnected. Okay, does she have a weapon? Okay, and... Right, okay, just try and get yourself in a safe place at the moment, okay? Where is she right now? Yeah. So is she in the stairs in that address that you've given me? Okay, and is this a suicide attempt? Right, is that what she's saying? Right, okay, sir. I'm organising help for you now. Just stay on the line. I'll tell you exactly what to do next. I know, listen, sir, you've done the right thing in calling for some help for her, though, okay? It's important that we get some help to her. And there's a lot of chaos going on in the background that can then be quite challenging. He wasn't up for staying on the phone with me because I don't think he wanted to upset his partner either, but he knew his partner needed help. Now, if it is safe to do so, watch her continuously, and if it is safe to do so, protect her from herself. But at the moment, if she is slapping you, sir, or she's being violent, just try to avoid any contact with her. Okay, just tell me immediately if she leaves the scene or passes out. It's really difficult in those calls because you have to tell them you want to watch the patient, you need to watch them so they don't harm themselves. But if they are being violent, you need to make sure that the caller's okay as well. Because I'm not fully mental health trained, it makes it that more difficult. You're kind of going off your own experience or from talking to other people on how you can help control these situations down, because it can just be like go from 1 to 10 within a couple seconds. It can just escalate so quickly on these calls. Now, sir, we are experiencing very high call volumes at present, but we'll get someone out to you as quickly as we can, OK? Now, I do need to hang up now to take another call, but help's been arranged. And if you feel she gets worse in any way, call us back immediately for further instructions. OK, we'll be there as quickly as we can, sir. You take care. You're welcome. Bye-bye. There was just so much commotion going on in the background. It can be quite hard to hear people, and you're just trying to listen out for every bit of detail that's going on in the call, but when there's so much going on in the background, it's really difficult to try and take that information in. You can't even hear yourself talk sometimes. You want to help this person that's obviously going through a really difficult time in their life to make them be so chaotic at that time. And empathise so much with this caller that obviously loves his partner and just wants to get the best help. You just know that they're at a breaking point. They don't know what to do with this person doesn't know what to do, and they're just so helpless and phoning for the help, and that's the bit that you really feel for.
Tayside is quite a good one to work.
You get a real mix, don't you?
You do.
You do,
Yeah, you do.
A bit of everything, really, yeah. All sorts of society and situations people get themselves in.
People are normally really quite friendly. Once I've learned how to understand the Dundonian accent, they're normally quite curious, as we both don't really sound Dundonian.
No, we're not from here, are we? No.
Kerry is from Bavaria in Germany, while Mel is from Surrey. They've been working together in Dundee since spring 2022.
He's not responding normally. He's changing colour. His colour is pale. It says like he's not responding normally about 4 times. Oh, well, we'll just see.
Today, they're on their way to see an elderly man with heart problems who has collapsed at a bus stop.
Did it say which heart condition he has? Because it said something about has known heart condition.
No, it doesn't say which one.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I feel like this can go one of 2 ways.
Yeah.
He's either going to be totally fine and just had a wee syncope, or he's not very well.
I've always wanted to be in the ambulance service. That's been a career path that I've been sort of like wanting to do and dreaming of for a long time. I started volunteering when I was about 16 with a volunteer ambulance service in Germany. I was always interested in medicine, always interested in helping people in their sort of like really hard times.
Oh, almost on 2 wheels?
No, that wasn't almost on 2 wheels. Oh, believe me, I can put it on 2 wheels if I want to. That was not almost on 2 wheels. That was efficient.
I felt my dinner sloshing.
Oh yeah, I did forget that you're quite full on.
Sensitive.
Yes, I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's fine.
It wasn't that fast.
No, it was fine.
It was efficient.
For Mel, it was a traumatic event in her youth that set her off on this career path.
I was involved in a really bad car accident when I was younger, and a paramedic came to me. And the way that I remember that what could have been a really traumatic event was changed by the way that the paramedic made me feel. It made me feel calm, it made me feel reassured. And for me, that's why I wanted to be a paramedic, because I want to take those really, really negative experiences that people have and try and turn them into not necessarily positive, but more positive experiences. I think it's literally just here somewhere.
In there?
No, it says the bus stop, so I'm guessing it's here. There we go, Abby. He looks all right, to be fair. All right, I'll just go and have a chat with him first. Yeah. Hello. Hiya. What's your name, darling? You're hard of hearing?
Yeah, he's got two hearing aids.
Right then, tell me what's happened. Tell me what's happened today.
Well, I was kind of coming along the street and there was two gentlemen at the bus stop and they were just trying to hold him up, and I just sort of realised he's sort of losing consciousness.
Oh.
So I crossed over as his later. They were trying to prop him up and so like, you're going to have to lie him down.
When we arrived at scene, there was quite a lot of bystanders sort of surrounding the gentleman.
He mentioned that he had a heart condition, so...
I've had a heart bypass.
Have you? Okay.
Cover back.
Okay.
In 2016.
He was conscious, alert, really just thinking it was all a big fuss over nothing, I think. But yeah, he was actually not too unwell at first. What do you remember? He was very hard of hearing, wasn't he? Bless him. What do you remember? What do you remember happening?
I felt funny coming down the road there. And I got in here and it just collapsed. And there was two lads held me up here 4 times.
Did you feel dizzy?
Just felt faint.
Does that happen a lot? Just the first time?
Once or twice I went dizzy turns. But no, nothing
Not like this. And did he lose consciousness at any point?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, and how long did he lose
back and forth?
How long did he lose consciousness for?
About 20 seconds at the most, but it happened 2 or 3 times. And he did go really white for a minute or
Just
two.
gonna pop these on your tummy, darling.
Giving him a couple of pumps of his angina.
Okay.
Well.
And how many puffs of his spray did you give him?
2.
2.
He did explain that he has a past medical history of a bypass, so that would also explain why he's got his own GTN spray.
Is your chest hurting?
Are you sore? Sore in here?
No pain. No pain at all.
So the way that it works is if you spray it under your tongue, it opens up all your vessels so the blood can flow through and the oxygen can get through as well, increasing the oxygenation within the heart again.
Do what you've got to do.
Okay, darling. We would find it with a lot of people who have these conditions, and often they would just self-administer themselves if they had their sort of known symptoms, if they were feeling dizzy or sort of short of breath or pain in their chest, and then that would normally relieve off the symptoms. And how have you been today? Have you been feeling well?
I walked all the way down the road there.
Would you normally walk that far?
Yeah,
He's got a wee
pedometer.
Have you? You've got a pedometer on.
Very good. Okay, so we're gonna go and really nice and slow and try and sit you up. There we go, nice and easy. That's it, darling. That's it, well done.
We thought potentially we'd be able to sit him up just to sort of mobilise him into the ambulance.
How's that? How do you feel?
You feeling dizzy?
Slightly dizzy,
Let's just get a blood pressure.
Yeah, that's fine. Let that arm hang, darling.
Just give him 1 second, see what it is, and then we'll just make the decision.
How
are you feeling?
A wee bit sick.
However, when we sat him up, he started experiencing the symptoms that you would associate with low blood pressure. We'll just lie back down, I think.
Yeah.
We'll just lie back down, darling. It's okay. Down we go. Okay.
That's it, well done. So a normal blood pressure is about 120/80. That's sort of the box standard. I believe his was sitting
much lower,
70s, 80s. So that is really quite low blood pressure.
The sudden drop in Edwin's blood pressure might be from sitting up. But with the cause of his collapse a mystery, the crew can't rule out a more serious explanation.
Activated.
Let's go. They really need to cut those branches. They really need to cut them so I don't hit them.
So you cut the branches, you'll cut them for them.
In West Lothian, crewmates Amy and Andrea are dealing with a common challenge.
Just wait, just wait.
You're all right.
The morning traffic.
Oh no,
Don't. Right, just stay where you are. Just stay where you are. Squeeze through, you're moving, stop moving. Right, there we go. I thought he was going to go then, I was like, oh.
slow down. So, people's driving, I don't normally have bad road rage. However, sometimes if you know you're going something and you need to get there quickly, when people are just not looking in their mirrors and you've got your lights and your sirens on and you quite clearly everybody else is making room for you, that's frustrating.
Oh, you stopped right next to the island.
Right next to the island.
Oh my goodness.
That is probably the worst place you could ever.
Oh, you could have just kept going.
Stop. And there's a road right there that you could have pulled into. You know.
Adjacent to the island is fine.
A call has come in from a health centre. A patient in her 70s is experiencing breathing difficulties.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Is that enough room for people to get past that white van? Is that enough room?
To be fair, the white van probably shouldn't really be parked there.
No.
So Annie's a 71-year-old lady with a background in COPD who come in with really short of breath coming up the corridor to the point where she was really, fighting for her breath, using accessory muscles.
So Annie had turned up at a GP surgery and I think she was seeing the nurse practitioner, Kev, who is just lovely. He used to work at A&E, so we know Kev quite well. So she turned up and she had an exacerbation of her COPD.
COPD is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and it's just a disease of the airways in your lungs and the smaller air sacs in your lungs called alveoli. They basically just become a little bit less porous and less spongy, and it allows less oxygen in and you retain a little bit more carbon dioxide.
In severe cases, COPD can lead to respiratory failure.
Annie, so we're going to take it. So Kevin's booked you up to go up to the ops ward, the St John's A&E.
He's done.
So me and Andrea and this is Amy, we're going to take, oh, right, oh my gosh, me shouting at me. Jeez, Louise. So we're going to take you up to A&E. All right, we'll get a wee chair from here and we'll get you out to the ambulance and we'll get you all sorted.
Just sit up and walk.
No, I think I'll put you in a chair, mate, all right?
My partner's out in the car park.
Right, well, we can grab him on the way out and say to him, all right. Just that, obviously, Kev said by the time you came in the waiting room, you were really short of breath, and that'll just happen again, probably, all right. But we'll get you up. Do you normally get chest infections with your COPD?
No long ago, I had a bad one because I got taken antibiotics for them.
Did you? And once we get you in the ambulance, we'll get you all checked over, and then we'll get you up to St John's. Kev had started treating her with some steroids and nebulizers, and basically, but
oxygen.
Yeah, but obviously that would be short acting, and she needs further assessment, maybe a chest X-ray at the hospital.
A wee bit dizzy.
So I'll be at all day.
Oh, Kevin Bacon.
I must have had his wages.
Where's Kev? Kev used to work at A&E.
That's how I remember your name.
Kevin Bacon.
I remember Kevin Bacon.
I'll take it.
Right, thank you very much. So do we need to go round, aye? Annie, what's best for you? Do you want to sit on the chair or do you want to lie on the bed?
Lie in my bed. I've been lying in my bed for the last fortnight.
Oh, well. You can sit up. Here you go.
There's wee yellow bars, Annie, all right? That's it.
Right, listen, good luck, all right? You're in good hands.
Thanks very much.
Annie, can I have a little listen to your chest? Is that all right? Just before we give you any more medication.
Yeah.
As deep breathing as you can.
There are around 140,000 people diagnosed with COPD across Scotland.
Under this arm, my love.
But there could be another 200,000 living with the condition who are not being treated.
It's quite common. I think definitely in the older generation, because of when there was things like mining, asbestos, when smoking was really popular.
Smoking is the leading cause of COPD.
36 race, but that's probably just for that wee bit of movement, as well. You feel short of breath for that wee bit of movement, just coming up the wee stairs.
Lately I've been feeling short of breath. See when I'm walking, I can't walk because of the pain in here.
You're getting a pain in your chest? And what does that feel like?
I think it's sharp.
A sharp pain, probably coming from your lungs. It's quite low where you're pointing right now.
It hurts when you smoke,
Oh. But how long have you stopped for? Oh, well, you're doing well. That's good. They say the first couple of weeks are the hardest. Right, we're going to give you that Same as what Kev gave you before with the medicine and the mask, all right? See if that'll help, because you've still got quite a bit of a wheeze going on. Have you been taking your own inhaler?
Sounds all right.
Quite a lot.
Blue one, anytime I need it.
And have you been taking it more the last few days?
Yeah.
Aye. I'll pop this on, all right? We'll see if
The
that...
Ventolin for any. I need it.
Good.
But I've been taking it about 3 times this morning.
Once you've been diagnosed with COPD, you don't get rid of it. You can't cure it. It just gets progressively worse over sort of the course of your life.
Right, and if we pop that in your ear, my darling. Perfect, right, we'll get you up to the hospital. And your exacerbations then become more frequent. And the winter time and things, people get chest infections because they're like...
Just more susceptible to getting a chest infection.
You happy?
Yep. Oh, it's busy. So, because she'd already been seen by an advanced nurse practitioner, they'd already arranged for her to be admitted to A&E. So she was on the expected list at hospital. They were expecting her to arrive.
You can hold on to my shoulder if you want, on my arm. You're all right. Oh. There we go. So just go nice and steady onto that chair. You're all right.
You can just pop your feet on there we go. Perfect.
In the hospital, Annie will get lung scans to find out whether her breathlessness is a COPD flare-up or something else.
Good. Ready, steady, left.
So the patient explained to us that he was walking down to the bus stop and sort of felt dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor.
No, you're fine.
He did also have, I believe, chest pain initially, but that was relieved by the GTN spray. The GTN, because it opens vessels, can also lower the blood pressure. So there's definitely some sort of, like, you're not 100% sure what came first, the blood pressure, and that's why he collapsed. Or if his blood pressure was maybe normal and he collapsed because of something else and then took his GTN and that lowered his blood pressure.
Just gonna put some sticky dots on your chest to have a look at your heart. Is that okay? How long ago did you have your bypass?
May 16.
A while ago then?
2016,
And are you having any bother since then? Do you ever get chest pain?
I knew he's alive.
Do you feel like your heart's fluttering?
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's not really anything...
No, there isn't. There's notching, but there's definitely no...
There's nothing to write home about.
No.
The ECG readings of Edwin's heart show no cause for alarm.
Are you feeling okay? Your colour's a bit better.
Hey, makeup. You're
Oh,
not
is it?
You're not terrible.
No. It's very subtle. Can I check your blood pressure again?
Yes, fine.
How are you feeling?
A lot better now, right now.
Well, that's good. You'll be fine,
You've done
eh?
marvellous job. Best of hands I've been in, you know, just what it is. Can't approve on a profession, can you?
Oh, well, that's nice to hear.
Grateful for your help, dear.
En route, you know, he remained relatively stable. Blood pressure was a bit up and down, so I think I checked it numerous times on the way to the hospital, but it didn't decrease enough to alarm me. Edwin, that's us just coming to the hospital now. Sorry, say that again. So he was feeling well, however, when we arrived at the hospital, that changed significantly for no apparent reason. When he did vocalise his response, it was sort of mumbling and not really making any sense. Are you feeling okay? Are you all right? Just relax. So then obviously repeated the question to ascertain that it definitely wasn't just because he hadn't heard my question, but got the same response. Edwin, relax, are you feeling okay? Do you struggle with your speech normally, darling? Yeah, so that's changed in the last 5 minutes. Right, just relax, Ellen. You're fine, relax. No. You're all right. Is your head sore? Is your head hurting? Yeah, okay. And then obviously decided to do a fast test, so that was a bit of a turn of events. Perfect.
Paramedics can spot the symptoms of a stroke by using a series of observations, usually referred to as a fast test. Mel checks Edwin for facial weakness, arm weakness, and speech problems.
Go and give me a big smile. Give me a smile. He did have a dense sort of droop to one side of his face and the speech was impaired. You're fine, everything's okay, darling. It was just really fortunate that we were literally just reversing into the space at the hospital when this all came about. So the onset time was, no more than 5 to 6 minutes, which is really good for sort of stroke timelines.
Time is critical for stroke patients. The quicker they can get treatment, the better their chances of minimizing brain damage.
Oh my goodness, that escalated quickly.
I know, poor man, honestly.
Yeah, it's such a wee shame.
Like, he was literally 5 minutes ago, you heard us chatting, and then literally just told him we were coming into the hospital.
Like proper old school gentleman, hey?
I didn't want to make a fuss. No. I reckon he was probably feeling a wee bit poorlier than he let on as well.
Yeah, I think so. All in all, I really enjoy that I go home and I know what I've done with my day, especially if there was people that really appreciated our help, that were grateful that we're there. I find that very, very rewarding.
And I think we do see people in the worst days of their lives. It's just nice to be able to give people that compassion and that reassurance that they need. That's why I wanted to do the job, and that's why I still do the job. We're in a position that not many people are in, and I think it's one that we're very privileged to be in as well.
Mm-hmm.